which was quite a large place that would mount your hunting trophies or whatever. This is over in Salt Lake City at a site that the Mormon Church set up a museum there that told some of the story of Mormonism. So now we got some details of the old Ambassador Hotel, which was torn down about 8 years ago. I'm in the swimming pool, looking up at some dressing rooms. Deep water. The end. That's the hotel. And a little bit of lawn behind it. The hotel got to be used for any number of shooting locations. Some because it was a period piece, and some because it was just a cheap place to rent. This is a painted billboard showing us Dinah Shore. That's Indio, California, a place where they grow a lot of dates. Amused. That's on the Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge behind it, or maybe it's the Bay Bridge. Nice little models. I just took the picture because I thought it was interesting that the portable heater in this case turned out to be firewood. The legs are off of a jockey statue, which I guess had stood there for quite a while in front of this fancy house. But clearly, the person left in a hurry. Yeah, this is a painting in progress by Kent Twitchell, who's a Los Angeles artist. That's on the side of some building in the Otis Art Institute complex. And that's a defunct club on Santa Monica Boulevard. I guess I shot this quite late at night, late in the evening. So we're out in the desert, and we're pretty near to a highway. Probably not a major highway, but maybe a 2-lane one. And here is a piece of advertisement that's missing only one portion of its information, and that's the words. This is the site of a brick building in the southern part of Colorado somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but I caught it out of the side of my eye driving by, and I realized I like the simplicity of it because it seems like a lot of detail has been more or less erased by time. Okay, that's a museum sign that is trying to be read from both sides, which is very hard to do. This is in Berlin, but they had a lot of sort of diagrammatic signs, but they all wound up being these happy faces. Santa Fe in reverse. See, I think he's making a complaint about some law that he feels has deprived him of some important property. All right, here is a direction sign. I guess it was a street sign in a town that was never built next to the Salton Sea. There was a few buildings there, but mostly just foundations. And there was a sign that quite a few sharpshooters had blown holes in. Erected. Then they broke off the part that said what year it was, so it just says erected. Plenty Tough. That's an old brick building that had a sign painted on the side of it long ago, and it's been more or less totally eaten away by time. But we can see that there's a gorilla in there, or a cartoon gorilla. And apparently whatever the gorilla is doing is demonstrating toughness. or maybe just to see him is enough. It's a tough picture. Okay, this is on a savings and loan building in Utah, and the figures were originally created by, I believe, an artist from California called Renzo Finci. Well, that used to be an auto parts store next to the highway, and anyway, it's a desert setting, and the store's been closed, and I guess somebody thought about making a paint decision about that sign, and they took a nice big blast of green and put it on down to the bottom, which makes the whole thing a lot more lively. Bengal tiger, yeah, that's a Bengal tiger. Leave home without it. Now this is down at the Salton Sea in Southern California, and that's a sign for a hotel that is no longer there. It was an area that had great potential as a resort sometime in the late 40s, I think, or early 50s. But then over the years, the water level in the lake kept changing and screwing up everybody's working space, so that sometimes the stores or the hotel rooms would have water coming in the doors. So I think that was what finished it off. The Progressive Pentecostal Mission, the Way of the Cross, leads home, if you can still remember where it is.